council meeting of the year 2010, and we hope it is a sign of things to come. Boy, we finished that in quick time. This, of course, is the election year, so the mayor has promised to enforce the procedural bylaw, keep people on track. No politicking during the council meetings. Let's stick to the issues as we did tonight. Well, listen, one of the agenda items on the council, before council tonight, was the Dieppe monument, and what a great concept that is. And I thought, who better to have on our first show of the year, council rep, but the man himself, Larry Costello, a young man born December 12th, 1924 in Griffintown up in Montreal.
Montreal, that's right, yeah, in the Irish section of Montreal.
Yeah, and I bet you guys knew how to fight up in that area, right?
Well, that's why I don't have much of a nose. We had to fight to survive. The cops walked around in force.
Yeah, a good Catholic boy, altar server, but you decided you had a bigger calling, and what was that calling, Larry?
Well, they wanted me to become a priest during the Depression years because I attended Mass just every day, and I was an altar boy. But then I found that my life was I wanted to do something more with my life, so I decided to, when I was 16 and a half, the rest of my family were all going in the service. I had 3 brothers in the Army, 2 sisters in the Air Force, myself in the Navy, and my one sister was a nursing sister. And I figured they were doing their share, so when I was 16 and a half, I decided to join. And by the time I was 17, I was overseas.
For those of you who haven't had a chance to see this Veterans Day magazine, it has Larry on the cover, 2009-2010 Veterans Day magazine from, of course, November 11th, 2009. And I'll tell you, if you haven't had a chance to read the story about Larry, you need to get a copy of this. Larry, I suggest somebody should be making a movie of your life. First of all, you didn't enter the armed service in the traditional way, did you?
No, I didn't. There was 2 of us. We were both altar boys when we wanted to get in the service. My girlfriend's brother, he signed my baptism certificate, and I signed his. I had the misfortune. He went overseas, and he got killed overseas. Yep. I went in the Navy, and he went in the Army, and the rest was history. That I was meant to be in the Navy because I served both wartime and peacetime.
Tell the viewers what happened, though. You're now in the armed services, not technically the way you're supposed to be, but didn't you get a notice from the government?
I got a notice in 1966 asking me if I'd like to come back in again, and at that time I figured I had other plans in life, but since I retired in 1978, I've made my life dedicated to the veterans and also to those in need, because I work with the Downtown Mission. I've had 31 years with them, and as I've been the custodian of the Downtown Cenotaph since 1978. I look after all the flags and help to put on some of the services and that. But my main thing is I wake up every morning. I have an agenda for the Downtown Mission in the mornings. In the afternoon, I work on pensions. I've been a member of the Legion since the dark days and that. But I am proud of what I'm doing. I am also director of the Windsor Historical Society, and Dan Bozide and a few of us about 8 years ago decided that the veterans, and I believe it's the only place in Canada, that the veterans of Canada deserve to be recognized, and that's why we come up with the Veterans Appreciation Day on December the 11th, on November the 11th of every year. Yeah. And I don't know whether the city knows, but I'm kind of proud of what Mayor Eddie Francis did to me the day before Remembrance Day. I was awarded the key to the city of Windsor. And to me, that's quite an honor.
Yeah. You've got to be very impressed with the response of the citizens of this community every year on November 11th, how they turn out in huge numbers to salute those who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Well, I was Graves and Memorial Chairman for 14 years, which helped to recognize the veterans. And this year, with Wayne Hillman and a few others, I was really proud to see what what the turnout of the city of Windsor. And I have been in across Canada at different services on November the 11th, but this was one of the best I've ever seen.
What's this new memorial that's going to be erected at Dieppe Park, Dieppe Gardens? What does that mean for you?
It means a lot to me because I was amongst, when we were raising funds for the one for Dieppe, I was able to help to put some money towards it through the different organizations. And I'm hoping that they'll use my expertise for this one. I had the pleasure of going over and being over there and seeing it, especially when one of the brothers had served there. Yeah. And that when he came back, he had passed away.
And as we look over to the side there, we see all your brother colleagues there, and I'm surprised they're not like a hockey players, a team of hockey players who'd be razzing you and kind of giving you the business there, Larry. They're standing there very respectfully and kind of. He's quite a good guy, eh?
Well, I do know that I respect.
You respect your elders?
I respect my elders, although I just turned 85 on the 12th of December, and I don't know whether any of them young veterans are older than I, but I respect them, and I would like to say something that the First World War, the Second World War, and the Korean, they knew who their enemies were. I really respect these boys that are over there fighting now for the freedom of the world, because they could be standing alongside the person that's going to take their life.
Isn't that the truth? I mean, we lost one here last year in Corporal Andrew Grennan, and we just, unfortunately, suffered the loss of 4, plus a correspondent in Afghanistan over the Christmas holidays.
But also, you got to realize that anyone that dons a uniform, whether they're in a conflict or not, to me, they're a veteran. They're willing to put their life on the line for the fight for their beliefs and for their country. And I think that everyone should recognize that as a must, because when they put their uniforms, these boys that are over in Afghanistan now, these boys over there didn't realize what it was all about. Yeah. But look, they're not for this last weekend.
Larry, you and your colleagues over there are true Canadian heroes, and we are so blessed and fortunate to have you with us in our community. Thank you for the service you've all paid to our country and our community. Thank you, Larry, and continued great work.
I thank you, and thank you for the pleasure.
And happy 2010, all of you.
Thank you.